Sailors discover a world no map has ever shown. This is incredible news. Our sailors have just discovered a new world that is not on any map. And this new landmass could change everything we know about our planet Earth. But what's really going on here? This is the question that everyone has been asking. So let's get to the bottom of it together in today's episode of Fake Tank News. On October 2021, an article was published on a popular science website titled New Ocean World Discovered by Scientists. The article begins. Scientists have discovered a large previously unknown area of ocean nearly twice the size of Texas. And if you look at it on a map, you will see that it is completely blank.
It's not on any map because it didn't exist until now. But before we go further into this video, welcome to my channel.
If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. The article goes on to explain that scientists from the General Bathymetric Chart of the Ocean, have announced the discovery of the largest abyssal plain on Earth. It's called the Zero Point, and it covers an area of over 400,000 square kilometers. For some real world context, that's about the same size as 157 American football fields. But wait a minute, that can't be right. That's not nearly big enough to be considered a new continent or even a new country. It would barely be larger than Manhattan. In fact, when you actually look at the map that they provided in their article, you can see that the 0 point is pretty much in the exact same location as the existing continents. It's just a tiny little dot that's barely noticeable. So how could anyone make the claim that this discovery changes everything we know about our planet? That's because they didn't say anything about its size or its shape. They only said that it's a new abyssal plain. You see, there are 3 types of plains on Earth. There are mountain plains, coastal plains, and abyssal plains. Mountain plains are flat areas that are elevated high above sea level. Coastal plains are flat areas that are located near the coast. And then there's abyssal plains, which are flat areas that are located deep below sea level. These abyssal plains are essentially underwater deserts, except instead of sand dunes, they're made up of silt and clay. And while we've known about these abyssal plains for quite some time, we don't actually know that much about them because they're so hard to reach. They are typically found in the deepest parts of the ocean, where sunlight doesn't penetrate and where most marine life can't survive. As such, studying them has been incredibly challenging. However, recent technological advances have allowed us to finally map them in greater detail than ever before. And that's what these scientists did. They used sonar technology to map out one particular abyssal plain called the 0 points. So why is this significant? Why should we care about the discovery of this underwater desert? Well, as it turns out, these abyssal plains may play an important role in regulating our planet's climate. You see, as cold water moves through the abyssal plain, it absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The carbon is then stored in the sediments at the bottom of the ocean floor, which helps to remove excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Without these abyssal plains, there would be too much carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, and the planet would become too warm. So it turns out that these underwater deserts are actually oases for our planet's climate system. But there's more. Abyssal plains are also home to a variety of marine organisms.
Many of these creatures are filter feeders who consume the microscopic plants and animals that drift past them.
The carcasses of dead whales and other large mammals often wash up on abyssal plains, and the nutrients from their bodies are recycled by organisms living there. In this way, abyssal plains support a complex web of life despite the seemingly inhospitable conditions. But perhaps most importantly, abyssal plains may contain vast amounts of oil and natural gas.
That's because the organic matter that accumulates on abyssal plains can be transformed into fossil fuels under the right conditions.
As a result, many countries are now investing in the technology to drill for oil and gas in these areas. With all of these valuable resources at stake, it is easy to see why the discovery of the zero-point abyssal plain was such a big deal. By mapping out this abyssal plain, scientists have opened up new possibilities for understanding our planet's climate, marine life, and energy resources. Who knows what other secrets the deep ocean holds? With more research, we may find even more valuable resources and insights in the depths of our seas. But one thing's for sure. The discovery of the zero-point abyssal plain is a major step forward for our knowledge of the deep ocean. Now, before we end today's episode, I want to address something. There has been some criticism of this article from people who say that it is clickbait, and that the discovery of the zero point is not really that significant. To those people, I say this: yes, the discovery of the zero point is not earth-shattering in the sense that it is not going to change our understanding of physics or biology or chemistry. But it is earth-shattering in the sense that it's literally changing the shape of our planet. Think about it for a second. Before this discovery, our maps showed a world with 7 continents. But now that we know about the zero point, we could argue that there are only 6 continents. The zero point is so large and so distinct that it should really be considered its own continent. After all, it's bigger than Europe, and it's almost the same size as Africa. What's more, the zero point is not just some random piece of land. It's an entire ecosystem that supports a variety of marine organisms. It's also a key part of our planet's climate system, and it may contain vast amounts of oil and gas. For these reasons, I believe that the discovery of the zero point is a very big deal. It may not change our understanding of the universe, but it is changing our understanding of our planet. And that is why I think it is important that we take the time to learn about it and appreciate it. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Is the discovery of the zero point a big deal, or is it overrated? Let me know in the comments section below. Now, before we go, I want to give a big shout out to some supporters. Thanks so much for supporting this channel. I couldn't do it without you. And here's a special message from one of our viewers. She says, I am so happy that I found this channel. I love your videos. They are so well researched and written. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I am glad you're re-enjoying the channel, and I'm glad I could bring a little bit of learning into your life. If you want to send me a message, you can use the contact information provided. And if you want to support the channel, you can go ahead and buy me a coffee using the link in the description. That's all for today's episode, but I'll be back next time with another exciting story from the world of fake tech news. Until then, stay curious and keep learning.